I now request everyone to please stand up for the national anthem, followed by Tamil Thalaimurai.
जनगणमनाधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाहे तब शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे நீராரும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் பதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனில் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் கரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Requesting everyone to please be seated. I'd now request you all to enjoy this beautiful song by our Kavi Arasu Bharatiyar, Parukulle Nalla Naadu.
பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர் மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர் நாடு கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர் நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சில் ஈரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர் நாடு பாரத நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you very much. We'd now be invoking all the wonderful vibrations and positive note. We have the Kuthu Velakku. I request the Honorable Governor to please start off with the lighting of the lamp, followed by Mr. M.V. Subramanian, followed by Mr. Bhaktavatsalam. And I would also request these wonderful ladies to join these gentlemen on stage, Mrs. Bharati and Miss Kavya. Thank you very much. I now request Mrs. Bharati, Head Finance and Accounts, Research Center, Mahindra and Mahindra, to give us the welcome address.
Good morning. I, Bharati, with a great pleasure and a sense of profound honor, stand before you here today to extend a cordial welcome to our Honorable Governor, His Excellency, Shri R.N. Ravi. We are also delighted to extend our pleasant and embracing welcome to our distinguished guest, Mr. M.V. Subramaniam, co-founder and MD, Future Focus Private Limited, and Mr. Bhaktavatsalam, Managing Director, KG Hospitals. Esteemed CXOs and senior corporate leaders, respected members from startups, MSMEs and entrepreneurs, able staff from the office of Raj Bhavan, friends from the media and press fraternity, and to all the ladies and gentlemen present here, once again a very warm welcome. As a keen observer and follower of our Governor, I have been truly impressed with his exceptional qualities of curiosity, confidence, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity. After an illustrious career as an IPS officer, our respected Governor stands out as a Vice Chancellor and an intellectual visionary, while remaining grounded and connected to common people. Allow me to share a small anecdote to exemplify this importance of meeting people from all walks of life. It was some 3-4 decades back. In the US, statesmen and counselors were discussing about a specific problem, about the excessive waste on the beaches. So there were a group of wise men who assembled in a room. They were brainstorming ideas. Some spoke about why can't we have a hefty fine to people who threw away the used paper cups of ice creams. Some said, let's incentivize to people who will give back cups so that we can recycle and it comes back to us without throw away as a wastage. Now there was a pantry boy who was serving tea inside this room, was keenly observing all these things. He was prompting to say something from a very long time. The statesman who was chairing this meeting noticed this. The nobleman kindly asked him that what is that you wanted to say. Encouraged by him, this boy said, why can't we make the people eat the cups what they are throwing away? Now, when he said this, the room was full of laughter and people was like, what a silly boy he is. But still, the head doesn't throw away his idea, never ignored it, and passed on to his colleagues for further action. And only this noble idea, which became the notion of wafer cup for ice creams. So it was first introduced in the beaches of Miami, a simple idea which came from a very simple person. And I am truly delighted. Our Governor takes such steps of meeting people from diverse backgrounds, and only through such meetings, sir, many ideas come to notice and disruptions occurs. There is a saying in Tamil, Tirkural, Deivatthal agadhaninum, muyarchi than meivarutha kooli tharum. It said that even acts which are forbidden by God is possible through persistent efforts and hard work. Here in this room we have a group of great visionaries and people who through their perseverance pushed all the boundaries and has achieved remarkable success in life. Now, in this, my first interaction, actually when I met Mr. Governor was almost 3 months back. Then he was felicitating successful women entrepreneurs. And he fostered the message of not only just getting felicitated, we have to go back and inspire young role models. And I really took that message seriously. Today in my small, humble way, I am mentoring young professionals in corporate office. And in my second interaction was when this Man Ki Baat screening was happening. Our Honorable Governor was presiding that. And that was again an eye-opener session for me, whereby I learned how simple people come with powerful ideas and have changed the world in their own small, humble way. And it's even more encouraging to see how Government of India has taken tremendous efforts and initiatives to recognize, felicitate, and aid support to these individuals. So every interaction of such meetings has been enlightening and inspiring. Today, this meeting has also got a great significance. As leaders, we carry a lot of responsibility. We are the architects of change, catalysts for growth, and guardians of the organization values. Our decision impacts not only our organization, the life of employees, stakeholders, and the communities we serve. And hence, this initiative is of immense importance, and thanks Mr. Governor for taking such initiative. As one among you, I am eager to participate and hear from our Governor and from one and all. I once again extend my cordial welcome to all present here and urge each and every one of you to embrace this gathering as an opportunity to connect, engage, and forge meaningful relationships. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bharati, for sharing such amazing anecdotes as a welcome address. I'd now like to call upon Mr. M.V. Subramanian, co-founder and MD, Future Focus Infotech Private Limited, to give us the keynote address.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I see some familiar faces. It was one of those days I felt very proud because I'm sitting along with the Excellency Mr. Ravi, who is much more active, because usually I don't follow up what governor does. And today I always look at what His Excellency is probably doing today. And now I am with him. That is a proud moment for me. Thank you, sir. And you have another stalwart. I have not been with the Padma Shri sitting along with them in the platform. This is another stalwart, Mr. Bhaktavachalam, who is sitting here, who is a doctor, who has built one phenomenal healthcare system for Tamil Nadu, and it is for the globe. I think many of them come here for Tamil Nadu to have the services of healthcare, which has been afforded by the KG group. It is not only healthcare. I remember when I started business, they were also in the similar business when I started with them, called KGISL. So that is something which I felt proud that I'm able to sit along with this excellency as well as the Padma Shri awardee along with me. Thank you very much, sir. So this is one of the problems when somebody gives anecdote and asks me to speak. If you really looked at what she described, the behavioral qualities of governor, that is what we look at for the entrepreneurs. He said curiosity, confidence, and few more behavioral qualities what she spelled out. Probably that is what we look at from the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Okay, I have to tell whom to address, right? You have CXOs, you have students, you have startups. Possibly they wanted me to probably address the startups who are there. I have to give my background, probably that can help you to understand how an organization to be built. And I was given a title which was described by Excellency as Think to Dare. Am I right, sir? So that is very, very apt, because dare to dream is something which has come with, there are books about it. But to be naturally, what should happen is you have to think to dare about what you wanted to do. Dream is always there for an entrepreneur, but thinking is what it goes first along for the entrepreneur to build whatever he wanted to look at. I'm just going to talk about my journey of how I became entrepreneur, and probably that can help you to connect, and whoever have some questions, we can have deliberations while all the other people have spoken about this space. So I was an engineer I born up in Chennai, engineer from Mysore University. Then first 7 years I've been working in English Electric, GEC. Then I had the bug, actually I felt the bug that I need to earn more money. That is principally that is what I started learning more. So I got into stock market. Then finally I landed up with IT training, that is in year 97. To cut it short, that company which we formed, we actually invested, 4 partners invested 6 lakhs of rupees in year 97. Today, next week, if you called me next week, I am not MD of that company because I have already exited the company. The company have touched 600 crores last year. So from 6 lakhs to 600 crores, only one thing can be done is by only the entrepreneurs who dare to think first and think such a way that they can achieve anything, they can solve any problem. And she was talking about one more anecdote, that look at the wafers, how it has come. Because of the teacup which was actually thrown, they wanted to convert it into a consumable thing. That is what an entrepreneur looks at, right? Every problem, what you all people generally see as a problem, I see it as an opportunity. So that is something which an entrepreneur develops the quality very, very, very early in their mindset. They don't talk about problems at all. They always been happy to look at the problems to convert into a, into a kind of opportunity for them to service them. I'll just list down, because I have a very few minutes, so that I can list down how my path was. After 10 years of my journey, I had excess money in my bank. What happened is, after that, generally like an entrepreneur, because we have grown when Reliance was growing much faster in the stock market. I wanted to do personally many businesses. So generally entrepreneur sees an opportunity, he says that I want to do this, I want to do that, but I failed in many. I invested, failed in many. Then I realized that that is not the way I can achieve my thoughtfulness or whatever I wanted to do. I started investing in startups. You will not believe, though I wanted to go to Harvard by year 40, but I decided not to go and invest that money in the startup, so that every startup comes and tells me what they do, what problems they solve, how they solve. Though I invest a smaller money inside the startup, but the education I had till today, it was phenomenal journey for me. I have done some 20 investments in India as well as outside India. But more than what I gained from that, the learning I had was phenomenal. The second thing, that my travel for 15 years into angel investment, then now I am, after the exit, I am probably shifting as a venture capitalist, which is another organization which I am partner to it, and which is going to be 1,000 crore fund. This is my journey in short. What are the qualities which I like to see in the kind of, in the first quality I said, they would not talk about problem, they talk about the solution. The second quality, raising money and enjoying the money is not what the very key behavior of the entrepreneurs. You have to start serving not only to the customers, also the people probably you are going to join in your organization, who is going to work for your organization. They should be the priority for us to make sure that they take care of the organization and their customers and the vendors appropriately, so that the company is stabilized and growing. Anytime you earn, you make sure that you don't spend everything, so that personally you have ability to go through any of the problems which you face later, which we are not aware of very early in the career, both in the organization as well as personally. Parallelly, you have to build the personal capability to withstand any of the weathers which is going to come during the journey of an entrepreneurship, because this is always a risk what we go through it, at least for minimum 10 years. Post 10 years, you will be able to enjoy whatever the efforts, whatever the, work we have put, we will be able to enjoy that work after 10 years. There are few people who does not want to scale. They wanted to have their lifetime business, and that is not wrong, because most of the entrepreneurship failed during the scale. During the scale, their capability has not been built, and hence they fail. And today's digital world, which is posing more risk, is what has to an entrepreneur go through is, they have to keep updating every day. They have to keep learning, updating themselves, and find out whether are they traveling in the path where there is no much of risk which is going to be coming, not from the known quarters. Unknown quarters, you will see the risk. So that is something which you have to keep looking at from your journey. So constant updating yourself, saving for the future, then make sure that your customer is being served. Don't look at raising money whenever you don't require. Don't dilute your equity, because most of the young generation entrepreneurs, the first thing they come back and ask me is, sir, can you give me money? If I say I am not going to invest for this project, the second question is, can I do the other project? So that is not what I probably look at as an investment opportunity for me, because he is not committed to what he thinks. Last but not least, when you look at the problem and when you look at the solution, kindly look at in very more deeper sense where the problem exists, because if you look at your people who have been in entrepreneurship, the customer may be different, the buyer may be different, the influencer may be different, and finally who is going to probably enjoy this whole whatever the solutions you provide may be a different set of people. Unless you realize exactly where the problem is there, it will be very difficult for us to look at the scaling the operation or even being successful. I stop here because I would like to take questions later after all the other gentlemen have spoken. Thank you very much.
I now request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Mr. M.V. Subramaniam. He is a serial entrepreneur with a special focus on business modeling and financial structuring, and a well-known lead angel investor. He's the co-founder and managing director of Future Focus Infotech, a leading IT consulting and staffing enterprise established in '97, like we mentioned. A lead investor on Indian Angel Network, MBS, has successful exits on investments all over the years. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your 2 cents. It was wonderful. I now request our second keynote addressee, Mr. Bhaktavatsala, Managing Director of KG Hospitals, to now give his address. Dr. G. Bhaktavatsala is the Chairman and Managing Trustee of Dharmavira K. Govindaswamy Naidu Medical Trust, which runs the KG Hospital in Coimbatore, India. He was awarded a Padma Shri in 2005. Dr. GB, as is fondly known, was born on 5th April 1942 at Annur village of Coimbatore district and graduated with a Masters of Science MBBS from Madras Medical College. He then received his postgraduate training in surgery in Mount Sinai Hospital in Chicago, USA. Requesting you, sir, a small note before you start. I was born in your hospital in Coimbatore.
Thank you.
Yes.
Your mother did not pay the fees.
Didn't she?
It's a great privilege to sit along with the most dynamic personality of India. I am also dynamic. So they're all serious. Is it okay? I can make them laugh? A little bit laughter. The business is not all serious, you see. The best entrepreneur I've ever seen was my father. He studied only 5th grade and he invested on me. So he was the angel investor. Our governor came to our campus. We have a campus in Coimbatore called KG campus, about a 40-acre plot, where he gave away awards to the best Tamil Nadu people, cardiologists, liver specialists and all that. And when he started his lecture, Tamil Thai Valthu, there was some malfunctioning air condition. Bush like that, everybody was scared. What is this governor function? Something is happening. But he didn't move an eyelid. I also did not. Sir, Governor, sir, Murphy's law is there. Something has to go wrong, it will go wrong. I also told him, I said, Murphy plus law is something cannot go wrong, also go wrong. So, there are 2 kinds of people in life. Probably you will be following some role models. And there are 2 kinds of people. The one kind of people bring happiness wherever they go. Like our governor, like Dr. GB also. I have to talk about myself, no. So there are second kind of people that bring happiness whenever they go. My wife likes me because whenever I go home, she is happy. But I told her I'm only a part-time husband, a full-time doctor. An entrepreneur has to be a full-time personality. He has little bit closer, okay. Because I am not a public speaker. Run the slide, please. That's my first slide. I always laugh. At least I act as though I laugh. Second slide. Somebody, yes. These are the institutions which I work. One institution was started by Jayalalitha Madam. The other one was the Governor Rosaya. The middle institution started by my father. Next one. He invested 10 lakhs. Only 10 lakhs and 10 beds. Next one. I want you to show the real, see, if you look at Sundar Pichai, or if you look at Nadella, or if you look at Ambani, you can't reach that height, see. And this is the most important thing which happened on its own, a pinnacle of glory. I'm showing it to the younger people here. Very difficult to get into this Rashtrapati, Ashoka Hall, Rashtrapati Bhavan. There comes a man, a paper boy to the President of India, from Rameshwaram to Rashtrapati Bhavan. He was the most dynamic technocratic president. Say, Pokhran blast, you know. As a matter of fact, he has never been abroad. He has never gone outside to study in Harvard or MIT. He created his own fuel. This will stop. Don't wait. This will stop. I want you to believe that one of your children or your brother or your wife should go to this hall to receive one of the awards. That is the pinnacle of glory. And this award is called Padma Shri Award.
Govinda Swami
Bhaktavatsalam, father's name, my name comes next. That is the only occasion I wore that bandagala. After that I never knew. Next slide, please. I am very young. At least I look young, younger than you, sir. And I never tell my age. I always say my age is 32 with 50 years of experience. And you can read whatever it is written there. Next one. I don't want to waste time. The hospital was inaugurated in 1974, 50 years ago. His Honor, His Excellency came to celebrate the centenary celebration of my father. It is not a profitable hospital. It's not for profit. It is not a corporate. Next one. It is patient-centric and community-centric. We have never closed a hospital in the past 50 years, even during Corona time. 365 days, non-stop. Next one. I'm sure many of you would have run on marathon. This hospital is running on marathon. For the past 5 decades, I've been the chairman. From the time your father was there. No holidays. Started with one employee. Now 4,000 people work. I don't have any intention of selling it to anybody. A Japanese person has bought over his company. One pastor came and asked me, is it for sale? I said, you are going to sell your church for sale? I will take it. Is Taj Mahal saleable? No. Next one. I will run some slides. We have gone to 3,500 villages. Abdul Kalam sir, when he came, I said, what is it? You are spending so much of money. I said, money is given by patients. I spend it on poor patients. Free eye surgery, free heart surgery, subsidized Kalaignar Kaapittu Thittam, Amma Virvaka Thittam. They give me 90,000 rupees for a bypass surgery. Next one. How is it possible? He asked me. I said, it is possible. Dream big. At least dream small. Dreaming small itself is a crime, he says. Next one. I wrote a book. I have written 16 books. Because all of you can write books. All of you can write books. Whatever your experience is going to help your grandson or great-grandson. Incidentally, you know who is my grandfather? You don't know, no? My father's name is K. Govindaswamy Naidu. My grandfather is Lord Krishna, Dwaraka. Sincerely, if you come to my hospital, Hare Krishna, so that pastor said, I'd like to say, no, this hospital belongs to Krishna, I'm working in this hospital. So he simply left. Next one. Vajpayee, Ashok Singhal. He had a small little curry leaf, got stuck, had a heart attack. So this is one of the highest awards See, it is easy to live, but you have to have an extraordinary life. Next one. I was the best teacher in India, as told by the Vice President of India. Next one. Our governor. Next one. This is Brahmakumaris from Mount Abu. I'm not blowing my trumpet. I want you to understand You should come and make a presentation here. Next year, probably. Next one. We are all role models. When Mama Subramaniam came, we have already injected vaccines for corona. We have completed 1,50,000, one hospital giving. Next one. We have treated 73 lakhs of patients in half a century. Next one. The one in the right lower hand corner, that is what we do. Training for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. We teach everybody how to restart a heart if it stops. Many people die of heart attack nowadays. 50 years. A very famous actor in Bangalore. Many people die. But I teach in the left lower hand corner is income tax department. When they come into our hospital for a raid, we get a heart attack. So we go to them and teach them how they get a heart attack. You know, I'm not talking about the present situation. I never said anything. Next one. This is what is the most innovative hospital operation which has been done in the whole of India. 10 people only do this surgery. His Excellency gave an award to that Mr. Arun Kumar. He was born in our hospital, madam. That boy was born in our hospital 43 years ago. Now he is doing that small incision, triple vessel. I'm not propagating this. I don't want you to get a heart attack. Do women get heart attack? No, women. No, women are capable of giving heart attacks. Because they love somebody and marry somebody. No. That somebody gets a heart attack. Next one. You should have a mission, vision statement. Write it down and follow it up. It is not to be hung on the wall. Next one. A hospital must have a humane approach. It is not a money-making institution. They are called mercenary doctors. My EPS, earning per share for the shareholder, it's not mine. Number of books I have published. You have to write books. Idayam or Kovil. Some of you understand Tamil. I gave that book to Kalaignar Karunanidhi. Oh, நீங்கெல்லாம் புக் எழுத ஆரம்பிச்சியான் அண்ணா நீங்கெல்லாம் கதை எழுதுறீங்க நடந்த கதையை புக்கா எழுதுறேன் அண்ணன் எழுதிருப்பேன் அப்படின்னு கேட்டாரு. 100 வயசு இருக்கணும்னா என்ன பண்றதுன்னு எழுதி என்ன பண்ண சொல்றேன். 100 வயசு இருக்கணும்னா எல்லாம் 100 இருக்கணும். 100 milligrams of blood sugar, 100 milligrams of cholesterol, 100 milligrams of mercury, blood pressure, 100% vegetarian, 100 kilometers per month. You must run 2-3 kilometers per day. You should never shout at your wife, okay? You will get heart attack. She will never get heart attack. Manase, uyire, nenje. Next one. Take home some points. In between lines, you learn some points. You see, Anandam, Peranandam, Pallandu, Kadal. யாரை காதலிப்பது சொல்லுமா யாரை காதலிப்பது உன்னையே காதலி not your husband. Before your marriage she was love, after marriage then this different relationship. Next one. Hare Krishna. Adpudam. Next one. Hridayam or Kshetram. Words of wisdom. By now we must have developed at least 100 words of wisdom. Next one. Healthy heart, love, live and live amazing life. Doctor's life is very amazing. Every day we have problems. We have balance sheets every day. Like Marwadi balance sheet. Every day we have balance sheet. How many people you killed? How many people you saved? 1000 பேர்த்து கொண்டவன் 60 வைத்தியம் இல்லைங்களா 1000 பேர் குணம் பண்ணவன் 1000 வைத்தியம். Next one. You must be an American in the brain. I was there for 2 years only and Indian in the heart. Don't go away from this country. Go anywhere and come back to this place. There is no other country like Bharat. This is Bharat Desam. This is no other country. I have been in America about 4 weeks ago. I was invited to speak in a conference called FETNA, Federation of North American Association of Tamils. You must be an Indian in the heart. Next one. You should know the art of living, art of loving, art of dying also. Next one. No mean you can make money. Anybody can make money. Why you make money? Anybody can make money. You should give to the society. What is your contribution to the society? Next one. Who is a human being? The person who thinks his problems are my problems, does something to reduce that problem of that particular person, he is called a Vaishnava. He is called a human being. Charity Charity is one where you do something which the other person cannot repay in gratitude to you in kind or cash. That is called charity. We have done about 85,000 eye surgeries free of charge. 85,000 eye surgeries. Next one. I'm not telling you for applause. These are the institutions created by my son said, I will not become a doctor. கந்தகோட்டத்து முருகன் கோயில் உட்கார்ந்துட்டு தியானம் பண்ணி சொன்னார் நான் engineering படிக்கிறேன் டாக்டர் வேண்டாம். He could have been a cardiologist. He could have walked into my shoes. We left it to his aptitude. Now my friend Subramanian says, go back please. He has created a software economic zone before even the government of Tamil Nadu did. Next one. Imagine if you promote your own children. He also was in America. I told him to come back. 40,000 direct employment and 50,000 indirect employment. Next one. Nehru College, you know what I'm talking about. This is the hospital. That is the nursing college. Next one. எண்ணிய முடிதல் வேண்டும். அற்புதமான தமிழ் சாங் பாடுங்க. பாரதியார் சார், I was really happy sir. Very happy sir. எண்ணிய முடிதல் வேண்டும், நல்லவை எண்ணல் வேண்டும், திண்ணிய நெஞ்சம் வேண்டும், தெளிந்த நல்லறிவு வேண்டும், பண்ணிய பாவம் எல்லாம் பரிது முன் கரிய. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன். அழகானவர்கள் திரும்ப பார்க்க வைக்கிறார்கள், அன்பானவர்கள் திரும்ப நினைக்க வைக்கிறார். நீ அன்பானவரா பாருங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன். மேடம், we gave her a fund. Sir, we also gave a Kargil fund. Next one. This is not a hospital. This is a public service institute. God has made me a doctor to help the society, not to enrich my Indian overseas bank account. That is not the correct one. Kumbhakonam tragedy, Kerala floods, Corona pandemic. We treated about 5,000 patients. No beds available. Next one. I want you to note down my mobile number. Whenever you are in trouble, call me. Not in heart attack. Next one. Last few slides, only 2 more slides. This man came from Iraq. He came to Ayurveda, Vaidyasala, but he developed a heart attack. We saved him. This man came from England, Keith Gordon. He is the manufacturer of Aston Martin car. He developed a heart attack. He was saved in KG hospital. He said, Dr. GB, your hospital is a kingdom of God. KG. His name is KG. Next one. This man came from somewhere from Africa for a transplant. This man. So people come from all over. Like Subramanian said, people come from all over. Bangladesh. Next one. The amount of money I have spent on charitable activities as my auditor is 370 crores in 50 years. Next one. Entrepreneurship is what you are talking about. Every one of you can make billions and millions of money. This is the time. Next one. And this is the ideal situation, golden period. IT, healthcare, whatever you do, you can make money. Every road is paved with gold. $1 trillion economy. Next one. There are a lot of population. They said population explosion is a great scourge for our country. No people are available to work in the hospital. Next one. We have the best and the best government going on in this country. It is popular across the world. Encash it. Next one. Every road is paved with gold. Anything, you continue to go in the same road. You may not hit the jackpot in two decades. Third decade you may hit a jackpot. Yes, please. Don't be afraid of failure. Next slide. My son started in 1999 as a Y2K project. Then he went into medical transcription. Now he's got about 10,000 people working with him. Next one. Next one. Behind every successful man, there is one woman. Behind every unsuccessful man, there are 2 women. I'm just joking. Driving in America is right side, driving in England is left side, driving in India is suicide. Be careful, put on a helmet, don't have a drunken driving, don't have a girlfriend to sit in front and drive. Thank you very much. You are
I now request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Dr. Bhaktavatsalam. Thank you very much for this wonderful speech, sir. This is an address we'll remember for life. Thank you very much. Now, the Honorable Governor will felicitate startup entrepreneurs and corporate CXOs. As I call out the names, please come forward. Do not wait for the introduction to be complete. Please start walking. All right. First is Mr. E. Pradeep Kumar, CEO, Auto Intellisystems Private Limited. Auto Intelli, a pioneering organization specializing in IT infrastructure automation, providing innovative solutions for streamlining operations and driving efficiency in both government institutions and private enterprises. Founded by Pradeep and Anandraj Parthiban, the company's core focus is on developing robust software solutions that integrate seamlessly with existing infrastructures. Our next recipient is Mrs. Bharti K, Head Finance Accounts Research Center, Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. She has successfully completed her CA in her first attempt, earning the prestigious All India rank, and has 15 years of experience in corporate finance. She has played a crucial role in implementing strategic decisions for various corporates she's worked for. By 2014, she has risen to the position of Chief Financial Officer at a Mahindra Group company, experiencing rapid growth at such a young age. Through her perseverance and hard work, she shattered the glass ceiling in the male-dominated real estate industry, overcoming numerous challenges along the way. Our next person is Mr. Sudeep Edakatu Karupal, Managing Director, Control Technique India Private Limited. Nidec Corporation is a leading Japanese global manufacturer of electric motors and control systems which competes in everything that spins and moves. Mr. Sudeep Edakatu is a dynamic leader with a strong background in business development and process automation. He successfully navigated challenging market conditions by implementing agile business strategies, optimizing cost structures. Next, we have Ms. Patricia Narayan, Managing Director, Knockout Rusi, Sandeepa Group of Hotels. Patricia is a resilient and determined businesswoman who started her kiosk catering business in 1980 with no external support. Her first day sales was an impressive 50 paisa, which she earned by setting up a kiosk in the year 1980, which laid the foundation for an impressive journey in the catering industry. Patricia's unwavering commitment to quality and her never-give-up attitude fuels her success. She's earned numerous accolades, including the F5CCI Award for Best Women Entrepreneurs. Our next recipient is Mr. Satish Nair, Managing Director, SM Corporation. Mr. Satish Nair is established in 1997 with humble beginning. SM Corporation's Cosmos has become a universal brand from India, playing vital role in the automation for food service industry. With a strong infrastructure to support the industry, SM has its wings spread worldwide. First company in South India to launch chapati machine in the year 2005. They've been instrumental in bringing in affordable automation to catering and food service industry. And next recipient is Mr. G. Rajesh Prabhu, Chief Growth Officer, Jump Trade Guardian Link. Mr. Rajesh Prabhu is the Chief Growth Officer at Guardian Link, bringing him with him 20 years of invaluable experience in the corporate sector. Throughout his tenure as Vice President of City India, he played a pivotal role in nurturing the growth of numerous businesses and entrepreneurs across the country. His diverse expertise has enabled him to collaborate with business leaders and CXOs, assisting them in devising strategies to scale and thrive in the global market. Our next recipient of this award is Mr. Shiva Ganapati Subramanian Manoharan, CEO and founder, Civion Bureau, a startup. Mr. Shiva Ganapati Subramanian Manoharan holds a double doctorate in information technology and computer science, who has worked in various MNCs as chief data officer and holds 80 plus IT certifications. Mr. Shiva has groomed more than 3,000 resources and won various international awards. He's handled more than 1,000 plus customers in various industries and countries and has been featured in various magazines and newspapers. Moving on to our next award recipient is Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, CEO, Nehru Group of Institutions. Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, CEO and Secretary of Nehru Group of Institutions, is an esteemed education administrator with a remarkable track record in higher education. He holds an MBA from Bharatiyar University in 1998 and a doctoral degree in management from the same university. The final feather he added to his cap with the honorary D.Litt degree awarded by the University of Central America in 2020. Driven by his passion for management education, he has led over 20 plus educational institutions under the Nehru Group of Institutions. And the next award goes to Mr. Anish K.A., Managing Director, Clean Touch Facilities Private Limited. Started as a bootstrapped organization with 1 lakh as investment in 2015 by Mr. Anish K.A., a first-generation entrepreneur from Coimbatore, Clean Touch Facilities Private Limited offers a wide range of housekeeping and security services, provides employment to 80 people and a turnover of 2.75 crores per annum. In 2016, when Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, had come to hand over ESI Hospital from central government to state government in Coimbatore, CTFPL successfully cleaned 1.5 lakh square feet area of hospital within 3 days using 600 manpower per shift before the event. Our next award recipient is Ms. Shweta Vishwanath, Lead Influencer Marketing, Saint Gobain. She's a university rank holder in chemical engineering and went on to pursue marketing from a premium institution and taking up challenging roles in marketing abroad at the age of 21 way back in 2005. By overcoming all hurdles, society and family took up innovative projects across industries and crafted strategies to deliver ROI within record time. Thank you very much, sir. I request you all to please be seated. But now we're going to have this amazing time where we're going to be interacting with the CXOs and startup entrepreneurs. So this is your time to interact with the people. If you all have any questions, once he's done with his talk, please go ahead. This is the time. I now request the Honorable Governor to now address the crowd.
Thiru Bhaktu Vatsalam, Thiru Subramaniam, CEOs of corporate entities, startup entrepreneurs, all the gracious ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, my warmest greetings and best wishes to all of you. Whenever I have such meetings, such get-together, I get more energy, I learn more, and after every such sitting and conversation, I come out and enrich the person. You know, when I see all of you here, the two stalwarts sitting on the dais, they have accomplished great things in life. They shared their experience with you. I think I was listening to both of them as a student. Very good tips, you call it tips. Advices, you call it advices. I think every word of theirs, they put in their own ways. One on a bit serious note, other one with a fairly sumptuous touch of humor. But both were very, very pithy. At the beginning, Bharati ji gave a short talk. She told a number of things. And I think each one of you, what Mr. Bhaktivalsam say, you are capable of writing a book. There is a book within you, hidden in you. Each one of you is a story of success. Success in life. You know, in life, every human being, it is, I think, universal. They have two desires. I'm not talking about those who have evolved and renounced the world, but they have done so at a much later age. And they feel that the world has no meaning. Essentially, every human being dreams of having two things in life: fame, that is recognition, who you are, people around you, they acknowledge your presence, your being, fame, and fortune, making wealth, earning wealth. Wealth is not something that one can do without. In fact, for long, in our country, even after the British left, we kept looking upon the wealth creators with suspicion. That was a very unfortunate phase. Too much of wrong notions, wrong ideologies, making virtue out of poverty. There's nothing virtuous about poverty. What is so virtuous about? No. Only when accumulation of wealth is a manifestation of or a product of a greed, then it becomes a problem. Otherwise, we know without resources, without wealth, I don't think anyone can achieve much in life. So these two desires are there for every human being. Now everyone doesn't succeed. Someone keeps dreaming, someone keeps imagining. But you are the special one. You are the one who dreamt large, dreamt something new, and you had the grit, you had the guts to actualize your dream. So you are special. You are all doing very well wherever you are. I have come to know, I have gone through some of you I know by the fact that I have heard about some of you, your activities, your achievements, and some others I had occasion to go through and come to know. Each one of you. We are very proud of you. I am proud of you. The country is proud of you. You know, at this point of time, our speakers here on the dais, they have shared their ideas with you, that we are at a very, very epochal moment, a historic moment in our history, in our country's history. For almost 7 decades, we continue doing good things in our country. We continue trying to remove poverty. We continue trying to build schools, hospitals, generate electricity. But unfortunately, our country continue to have the dubious distinction of hosting the largest number of sick, the poor, the illiterate. You know, not that we didn't do, we did. We did build schools, hospitals, and generate electricity. But we kept thinking in increments. We did not address the problem holistically, comprehensively. The problems kept multiplying. So we kept chasing the problem rather than catching the problem by, as you say, catch the bull by the horn. Today, the fundamental difference that we have in our country, that we have a national leader with a vision to catch the bull by the horn, not incrementally. And that is why, you see, in every aspect of life, revolutionary changes are happening today. And you may not be aware yourself because you are all busy doing what you are doing. And that way you are the great agent of this transformation. But the fact is all these changes are being brought about by people like you. It's not by the government. You know, you are all in your own way. So another thing was, which changed, that earlier government was the sole or most dominant agent of change. Everything was government driven. This country of 140 crores cannot be built by a government. Forget it. It is not possible. It can only be built if we believe in the strength, the talent, the energy of our people. And create an environment by which this latent energy, the potential energy of our people, our young people, it blossoms, it gets unleashed. And then you see the change. Look at, till about 8-9 years back in our country, we had less number of startups than the people you are all sitting here. Because they were doing despite all the odds. Today, when we trusted our people, look at where we are. Already gone over 100,000. And a good number of them, perhaps by some account, they say 100 of 10 are about unicorn. Who is doing it? It's not the government. It is people like you who are doing it. If today, from nowhere in the reckoning, today, we are the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. It is because of people like you. We have all passed through a very devastating phase of COVID. It affected the entire world. But despite COVID, despite a debilitating war in Europe, which has impacted heavily the global economy, India today is the fastest growing economy in the world. It is so because of people like you. It is not because of government. The trust in our people, the confidence in our people, to believe that our people can do and don't create obstructions. Remove obstacles as much as you can and let the genius flow. Let people dream. Let they dream big. Let them fail. Failure is nothing very new. Everyone has failed. You heard Mr. Subramaniam said he has failed many times. You heard Mr. Bhaktivatsan. I have failed multiple times. Not once, twice, thrice, several times. You fail only when you let your failure defeat you. If that does not, you don't fail. It is a lesson. It is a lesson. You know, we all know how the beautiful pearl is made. In the oyster, when a sand particle gets in, which irritates it, which creates so much of discomfort, it often creates an existential crisis for that oyster. It secretes something that turns out to be pearl. The pearl is a product of discomfort. Pearl is a product of resistance. Pearl is a product of a strong urge to overcome. That is a success. That is how success is achieved, and you have all achieved it. You don't need a lesson from me. You are not novice, you are not someone who is a student just. But then at this point of time, when I look at you, when the nation looks at you, we would like, in fact, I would like, the country would like you to believe one thing, that you are not just a startup, you are not just a corporate executive, you are not something who are doing something new, just something new and worthwhile. You should realize that you are our national asset, each one of you. And whatever you do, which you are doing, keep that in mind, that it is your contribution that is going to build the nation. And we have a long journey. This country of 140 crores cannot remain at the margin of world affairs, cannot be looked down upon by others as if just a one populous country. The countries which were way behind us, they have left us way behind. We know at one point China was behind us, and we know where they are today. There are other stories where we have been left behind. We have to do a lot of catch up. And we are doing that, and we will do that. You are all evidence of that. You are all proving that. The country is awake. Country is awake to its destiny. That country must rise, and it will rise. And it will rise with the effort of people, our countrymen and women like you all. Now in this, what is that I can offer, I can suggest? I would like to urge upon you all that while you are doing what you are doing and doing wonderfully well, and the country is rising, what this rise should be like. We all say yes, by certain years we have to reach certain trillion economy, and by such and such time we need to have grow and perhaps be the fully developed and perhaps the most developed country in the world. And that is something that we draw inspiration from our past. We all know that till British colonization of India, India was the largest economy in the world. And those of you who have a question in mind, just on your mobile, punch it, World Economy, a Millennial Perspective. The World Economy, a Millennial Perspective is a result of a study commissioned by OECD countries. You know who OECD countries are. Because in 1972, when British economic historian Paul Barroch said that Europe became rich in the last 200 years and America in last 100 years, and before that India was the economic powerhouse of the world, the developed countries, they found it difficult to believe. So they commissioned a study under Professor Angus Maddison. And Angus Maddison report is what I told you, World Economy, a Millennial Perspective. It tells you from the first century till the latest, and it tells you that till 19th century, India was the largest GDP in the world. Something devastating happened in the 200 years and we forgot ourselves. We became nobody from everyone, being everybody. All. So we have to grow and we will grow. We have the potential, we will grow. But how do we grow? Just we grow economically? Is it enough that we grow technologically alone? The growth of India has to be, the rise of India has to be with Indianness, with Indian values. Because we know that today the world is staring at numerous existential crises. Take the case of climate. It's a human versus the nature. There is a conflict between the humans and the nature, and result is the climate crisis. And we all know that if it is not checked, in the next couple of decades, many of the island nations will be wiped off the map of the world. They will all be submerged. And even others, they will face devastating consequences. The world in conflict with each other in terms of ideology, somebody promoting communism, socialism, somebody promoting democracy, all kinds of wars. You have a number of conflicts around. Now, the way, if you take a pause and look at, you will start wondering how long this world is going to survive, if not addressed. Most of the problem that the world is facing today is because of a belief in reckless exploitation of the resources and growth, and leading to growth. Belief that humans are at the center of creation, and in the process we find all kinds of conflict. Now, when India is to rise, India has to rise with Indian values. And the Indian values, we all know what it is. When we say, Yadu Mure Yavarum Keler, we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we are all family. And we have demonstrated this. We have demonstrated this. During the COVID, while we were also starved of the vaccine, but when thanks to our scientists, when we invented the vaccine, we kept sharing with the rest of the world, not only just ourselves. We didn't look at COVID as an opportunity that many developed countries looked at to make money, a mercantile opportunity. No, we didn't. Even you look at the climate crisis that the world is facing, India is the only country which is doing the best, the maximum. Today, 40% of our energy needs are met from non-carbon sources. And we have target by 2030, 50% of it. People believe that how can a country grow without energy? Yes, you can't. But can there be an alternative source of energy? Yes, yes. We don't have to depend on fossil fuel. We looked at other sources. We look at sun god. We look at others. Now the latest is the green hydrogen. We are moving towards that, and we are serious about it. So when India rises, it must rise with Indian values. And there I would urge you all that while you are an example in your own field, people look at you with inspiration, for inspiration, and with expectation that look, here is a person who has, I would urge you all to not just unidimensionally grow. You must grow with our values. And what are those values? You know, we have always believed, that is our Indian system of knowledge, that every one of us, every human being has three aspects of the personality. Physical, intellectual, and spiritual. The physical is very obvious. Intellectual is something that you are all achieving and moving forward. But at the same time, a spiritual also is needed. And what is a spiritual when I say? It is not going to the temple or the church or to mosque. Our people, thousands of years back, they have given us the wisdom, that wisdom is to be reflected, is to be thought. When we say that the world is a family, when we say Yadumure, Yavarum Kele, when we say, how deeply we appreciate it, how deeply have we internalized it. Now go to the beach. You go to the beach. We all go. We all enjoy. Waves coming, waves going. Take a pause. Look at the waves. Each wave, before the wave is formed, where was it? And after the waves has hit the shore, again it merges in the ocean. Does it have a lesson for us? Does it say that all the waves, which look like all the waves, they are waves, but essentially they are all ocean. We all are different. We look different. But we all have been born out of the same earth. We have been sustained by the same earth, the same food, the water, the air that the earth gives. Whether humans, the animals, the plants. That sense of oneness, this is Bharatiya Adhyatma, this is Indian spirituality. When we say that yes, the world is a family, we are all part of a family, this is in our DNA, but this has to be appreciated. And this I would expect, I would urge all of you, when you grow, which you are growing, be an example, not only for your economic or entrepreneurial skill or economic achievement, but also for the fact that you are a model to be looked upon, who radiates the Indian values in day-to-day life. Today, in the age of this modernity, the institution which is most severely at threat is the institution of family. You know, the family is not just husband, wife and children. Family includes others also, those who gave birth to us. It's not only the one, my spouse in this, but my parents. India is known for Indian society has evolved around families. Today our families structure under strain. First, we started thinking that perhaps because of the job profile, people have to move away. What to do? After all, I have to earn a living, I am moving out. So I have to leave my parents, I cannot. But today we all know, we see that in the same city, in the same town, parents are living somewhere, children are living somewhere else. So that logic of workplace being different is not valid. Somehow, everyone likes to have so much freedom as to exclude the parents. Now, is it something that is we should be proud of? I think this is Western values, which gives too much emphasis on individuals and individualism. We are here, we have always given emphasis to the collectives, to the family. Every village is an expansion of a family over the time. And that is how the village has a sense of community. Now this breaking of family is a very, very worrisome development. You all, I would urge you all, please think over it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Where are your parents? Where are we keeping them with us? Are we taking care of them? It is our duty. In earlier days, it used to be called dharma. It is our duty to take care of our parents. Today, we have old age homes. Proliferation of old age homes is contrary to our Indian civilization, Indian values. So when India rises, it must rise with Indian values. Otherwise, you will be just competing with others in creation of wealth. You may be economically prosperous, militarily powerful, but we will only be just adding one more problem to the world, because powerful countries have always created problems. If you look at the 20th century, the world, the powerful countries of Soviet bloc, American bloc, the two blocs kept fighting, killing each other. Millions of people died. When China began rising, it started creating problem for the world. The countries started getting into debt trap. Global common like South China Sea, which is a global common, they just reclaimed the rocks and reefs and put all these as a military base, denying others. So when countries have risen in the past, they have created problem for the world. So if India also rises the same way, we will only be creating a problem for the world. We cannot. We cannot. So we rise only, if we rise only with our Indian values, values that begins with our family, begins with our parents, begins with our society, begins looking at each other. When I said a sense of oneness, that is where I said we are looking at somewhere in the back of our mind, we are all ocean. What we see today are all waves, individual waves. All these waves will finally merge into the same ocean. If you have that sense, then somewhere something happening, it will affect you. Some time back I was in Vadalur. I attended a function of great Saint Vallalar. I heard a beautiful saying of Vallalar, which actually touched me deep. He says there, Vaadiya pairai kanda paludellam vaadi name. If I see a grass wilting, it wilts my heart. That connect. This is our sense. With this sense, you cannot do harm to others. With this sense, you are not an island. You are a part of a larger whole. And that is why when in India, when currently we are holding the presidency of G20, the motto is what? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Yadumure, Yavarum Kelir. One world, one family, one future. It's not a shared future, one future. It's not the question of sharing, we are all one. With that sense, when India, and that is why, when India is rising, the world is looking at India with expectation. Today, the world is looking at India with expectation to solve the problem of the world. And this change in the global outlook towards India has happened not because of government of India. It has happened because the people like you have been building this country in a way that has given a quantum rise in its profile. So the world, we are rising with that sense, and that is what we need to continue rising. That is what, as far as the technical inputs or tips experts have given you, you will all be sharing yourself, among yourself. I would also like to urge one thing to you all, those of you who have assembled. Remain connected with each other. Kudumbam. This is our value. When I say family, it is Kudumbam. Can this gathering of 200 and odd smart, high achievers, can it be a family? If it can be a family, remain connected. Nothing. It is a force multiplier. It gives you so much. Remain connected with each other. Friends, sometimes my wife tells me that you talk too much. I would like to stop. I would like to, because it's supposed to be interaction, but I thought let me share something. So I would like to, hear, if you have something to ask, I will try my best. Please.
Just a gentle reminder, I request you all to please raise your hands and ask questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, His Excellency. Bhattalajam, sir, I love you for what you are. You are an amazing soul. I love you. Excellency, my wish, I have 3 spiritual wishes before I leave this planet. The third one is to donate 6 liters of blood, what God has given to me. The second one is to give out the oxygen, what God has given to me by building trees. But primarily, the first wish of mine is to see, despite of achieving 75 years of independence, why don't we start a spit-free India movement? We, at 75 years of independence, my heart burns when I see people spitting on road, both the educated and uneducated. So as a family, and since you are in power, and since I as a single man cannot bring this change, but can I see before I leave this planet that my country, my planet is saved by this thing, which I feel is not the right way to treat our mother nature. So please guide us, or let's start a movement at least for spit-free Tamil Nadu, and later on we can move it to India. I would like your support for this noble cause.
Thank you. A spit-free India. No, he has a very valid point. My friend, on 2nd of October 2014, when Prime Minister picked up the broom as for the Clean India, Swachh Bharat, Clean India, and started a campaign to have toilets in every house so that we don't have to have the ignominy of or dubious distinction of being the largest open defecation country, openly defecating country. At the time, not long ago, just about less than 9 years ago, nearly 60% of our country used to go for open defecation. You drive a car on the highway, morning and evening, and you see the sight. Everyone thought at that point of time, when the Prime Minister said, yes, Swachh Bharat, Clean India, and toilet in every house, every institution, people thought, what nonsense? Because to them it appeared trivial. This is a cultural issue. Do whatever, people will go out in the field, pick up the bottle and go out in the field. But look at where we are today. We have achieved it in just a few years. By 2019, this country became open defecation free. Now, at that point of time, when it was launched, there were many skeptics. But it is achieved. And how it is achieved? Not by Prime Minister or by the government, but by involving the people, by making it a mass movement. So when you said before you leave the planet, first of all, we never leave the planet. We are part of it. I just said we are waves, we merge into that. So we will never leave the planet. I don't think we can ever. But before, even in a figurative sense that you have talked about, I think it is not such an incredible target. And you know, in this cleanliness drive, who all have played a very, very, very important role? If you ask me, it is the small kids. They are the one, school-going children have been raising issues with the parents. Don't do this. Moving car, I have seen people throwing plastic or paper or waste. Children, their daughters and sons, young ones, oh, Papa, don't do it. What are you doing? Now, this change in the thinking that has gone to our young generation, I am confident that soon we will be, long before the day comes when a wave meets the ocean, it will be done. I am sure it will be. Thank you. And first of all, you said, I am in a position of power. I have no power. It's not a power position. It's all a question of involvement, mass movement. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for giving this opportunity. My question is that what made you to think there to kind of see this to entrepreneurs? Normally, governors have a lot of other works and I have seen a lot of governors, but what made you to think?
You know, first of all, there is a myth that governors have a lot of work. Many people say, I tell you are very busy. Your governors has, everywhere I go, governor in a busy schedule has found time. Thank you, governor, very much. I only know, I laugh at it, how much work I have. I don't have much work. You know, the think to dare, the idea. Because for me, personally for me, I have only one religion, and that is my country. I don't have anything else. And if something good comes to my country, I will give my best, my utmost. If something or someone is coming in the way of it, that someone or something is my enemy. That's my only, you can call it the yardstick or the metric. So when I look at the country, it pains me. It pains me that this country, with so much of potential, look at this, all this, we hear a lot of achievements in the United States of America and all that. Who are doing it? Our boys and girls are doing it. It's not that they are doing it. Many of them are incapable of even doing simple calculation. You go to a bus station or railway station and ask for a ticket. If you don't give the exact amount, the person on the counter will have a difficulty in giving you. Sometime back, I have experienced. We are traveling 5 people, 5 persons together, put this money. No, give one by one, one by one, one by one. They cannot calculate. So these achievements are being done by our people. And look at where we are. Everyone takes us for a ride. Everyone is starts sermonizing. India must do that, India must do this. I think this is something which deeply hurt me, it pains me. This country deserves a much better position, much better fate. And for this to happen, you know, I think it was Mr. Vatsalam, he was showing some slides where he says, brain American, heart Indian. This is what Swami Vivekananda said. Swami Vivekananda said he He dreams of India. He was also pained. He was deeply pained at the fact, the plight in which the country was. He said that, look, India, it should be a country whose muscles are made of steel, whose sinews are of iron, but whose heart is Indian, Vedantic, in our Indian Bharatiya Adhyatma, where we believe that we are all a part of a family. Now this is possible only when you are strong. You are not just all these big thoughts, all the big teachings, all the scriptures, all the good things were there with us for thousands of years. But people, they did not take us seriously. People will, if you are not strong, then your good words, your nice words are also not taken seriously. There is one of the, I think it is there even in Tirukural it is there, but I don't exactly recollect the words, the Kural. But there is one in Shukra Niti. Shukracharya was one of the greatest strategists. He said in Sanskrit, Balino vasgaha sarve durbalasya cha satruva. If you are strong, you have friends around. If you are weak, you are surrounded by enemies. You have to. So India has to be strong. And for that, it will happen only when people, the young, those who can dare to think to dare, they must think and do something which has not been done before, which ordinary people would not think of. Audacity to dream big. And there, when I see, it gives me a lot of energy, a lot of strength, a lot of hope. Thank you.
1 second, there's a lady who would like to ask a question, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah. Give her the mic.
Thank you, sir. I'm Kripa. I'm Senior Manager HR Business Partner from NIDAC. So, sir, I'd like to ask upon, some gentleman has said, spitting on the road, that burns his heart. So even if I look at the country, I feel, we are still underdeveloping, not a developed country, developing country. The same stories goes from the grandfather, great-grandfather, and I do not want to pass on the status to my children or to my grandchildren. So we wanted to hear from you, how could we change the status quo? Because I'm damn sure that we have a lot of dare to think people here. And if you could give us your insights, probably a thought-provoking, that can make us unite and we can move towards that. So a piece of advice from you, sir, how we can change a developed nation like other leading countries.
Thank you. First of all, you said you don't want to pass it on to your children. And I salute you for your dream, for your desire. I can assure you, it's my strong feeling within, which I can feel and I know, we will be a developed country soon. The country has set the target by 2047, what is called Amrit Kal. India will be a developed country. Now, what the story we heard from our grandfather and our father, today is not the repeat of that story. Today, we are scripting a new story of India. How we are scripting? Let me give you a snapshot. Simple. Our fathers, or even to say, I won't say I'm pretty, I have many years behind me, I am not so young. Even in the way, people of my age, could they have dreamed that India, the pavement the one who sells the vegetables, will use a digital device, a digital payment. Today, India is the most digitalized country in the world. Today, the 40% of the digital transaction in the world per day happens in India. People thought at the time when the Digital India program was launched, people started saying, what is this? They didn't believe. Today you travel, I'm sure when you travel in a taxi, the taxi driver is comfortable, he is not happy receiving your cash. Make him a payment on either Google Pay, UPA, whatever you do. He is very happy. So is the case. Now, imagine such a large country, so much digitalized. Take the case of, let us say, healthcare. Basic ingredients of citizenship. A citizen must be healthy, it must be literate, must be educated, must have access to potable drinking water, must have access to cooking gas, must have access to electricity, must have access to, by way of connectivity, physical as well as IT connectivity, internet. Where are we today? In the last just a few years, 7, 8, 9 years, when we started the health, as I said, earlier we were incrementally moving. Today, catching the bull by the horn. Look at the number of medical colleges which have come up. In the last 8 years, the number of medical colleges have gone by 70%. 70%. What was done in the 70 years it is last? Our target is that every district must have a medical college. Tamil Nadu, we have more. We have, in fact, only last year we got 11 more medical colleges. We have. It's not only that. Just medical colleges so that they can be, we can produce more number of doctors, more nursing colleges so that we get more nursing assistants, but also making affordable health care. Primary health centers were there. We have about 150,000 primary health centers in the country, catering to the health needs of our people, rural people mostly. But all the way they have been upgraded to the wellness, health and wellness, the way a screening is done to prevent lifestyle diseases, because today people they suffer not because of infectious bacterial or virus, because of lifestyle, blood pressure, sugar, the hypertension and all. So these can be prevented. So the blood checking. Look at the way a mother, when she conceived, the way it is followed, time to time, periodically. Now, look at the way the medicines have been made cheaper through Jan Aushadhi Kendra. Jan Aushadhi Kendra was there. This started earlier. But in 2016, we have less than 200 Jan Aushadhi Kendra. You know what is Jan Aushadhi Kendra? Where you get generic drugs. You know how generic drug and branded drug, the price differential is. Many times. Today, we have more than 10,000 generic drugs all over the country. So making drugs easier, cheaper, making healthcare easily affordable by creating more infrastructure holistically, and also alternative medicines. Because we know that there are areas where modern medicines do not succeed and do not give you the desired result. That is where comes Ayurveda, Siddha and all this. And to give emphasis on that. And the world is realizing it, by the way. When we talked about alternative medicines, when we talked about it, earlier people there was a lot of prejudice among the modern medical facility, medicine, medical fraternity. They used to look down upon, these are like a snake charming and all. That's not. 2018, our alternative medicine products, all the children and all these things that we make was hardly about less than $3 billion. Today it has crossed over $20 billion. The world is buying it. The world, thanks to COVID, people have realized that there are ways, there are alternative medicines which also helps you building your immunity and how to take care of the problems. So, all these transformations that are happening are revolutionary. We are in the thick of it. Many times we are too close to it to grasp it fully. When you are too close to a historical event, you do not appreciate the whole in its entirety. But it is happening. Look at the way that, through digital technology and through Jam Trinity, as it is called, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile. Look at during COVID app. You take a vaccine and within seconds, on your mobile you get you have been vaccinated, your certificate. So that your travel becomes easier. Okay. And when the due date comes, your mobile gives you a ring, gives you a message, now it's time for you to go for it. Look at it, how people did it. I mean, these are incredible. This has happened, nowhere in the world it happened. Nowhere in the world it happened. And such a large country. Today, India is transforming. It is not just, improving, or it is galloping. There is a quantum leap happening. Yes, we have problems, we will overcome. Because the country has a new confidence in itself, in its ability. That is the reason when the Prime Minister of India goes or speaks, the whole world listens. Because they know that now India of today is not the India of decades ago. So what our grandfathers' fathers did, we would not leave the legacy. And you will not leave the legacy. Because you are the one who are transforming it. It's not others. So we will go on. You are young enough to be at the time 2047 to be at the helm of affairs wherever you will be. Even today you are. But then you will see how the country has. And then of course, you will also be feeling happy and satisfied about your contribution to making this country great and develop. Thank you.
Just last two questions.
Please. I think here, please.
Hi, sir. So I wish to know, as a leader, people are the important person who drive a future, right? So as a leader, how you manage to understand the minds of people, how you get to know the minds of people, what they are thinking. And being an entrepreneur, it is an important skill that everyone must learn, the people management. So how you handle it?
First of all, I don't have a magic or that formula to get into what you are thinking. But I tell you one thing. At a human level, it's not difficult to connect. Even, before the language, the spoken language, the written language came into being, we communicated through sign language, body language. And today, you yourself might be seeing in your life someone with a smile on the face, but there is no brightness in the eyes. You can see their smile is a fictitious smile. It is not a genuine smile. So still the body language is something that if you are sensitive to that, it connects you. When you are walking on the pavement and see a dog lying, by the looking at the dog, you can make out whether pass close by or be away. Look at the communication, body language. You know that, no, there is something wrong with this. Perhaps it is better to keep a distance. Now you feel. If you have that feeling, you connect. Number one. Number two is, wherever you are in a group, because you are all coming to the context of your entrepreneurial works and where you are, humility and empathy. Thinking that those part of your, I said kutumbam, a family concept. If you treat them as a part of your family, and in a family doesn't mean that you are pampering. As a head of the family, you don't always pamper. Sometimes you kick also. So, but even when a father or a mother shouts at the child may feel hurt, but child knows that they are well-meaning. It's not out of any bad feeling, it's for the good. So, wherever you are, the personal management, people come up with the big theories in a management schools. They teach you all kinds of things. I am not aware. I do not know any of those theories. But I can assure you that if you treat your team as member of your family, and when you say member of family, do you know their personal life? Do you know whether the person is the parents, the ailing parents? Do you know that the person is married, the spouse, what is the position and all? Children. Now, if you have, and wherever possible, it's not that you can do everything, we can't, and so on. But wherever possible, the fact that you are concerned, it gives you. I tell you a small illustration from when I was very young at the time. I was SP of a district way back in 1985. 85, long before you were born. There was a massive situation, law and order situation. A lot of women and children were. I was in Kerala. There. They had come for some function, temple festival. But something went wrong. And people turned violent. A set of people turned violent. Immediately the mob, it got into a mob. And they started attacking the policemen, all kinds. Now, by the time it started, I reached the place and I saw it. I had about 1,000 policemen, all armed. I took the mic, I said, look, I tried to specify the crowd and told the policeman, nobody will use force. Nobody will use force because if you use force, the women, children, they will be the victim. I say, we cannot soil our hand with the blood of the innocent. Today is the day when we will receive the beating. Receive it. We will not spare the guilt, those who are troublemakers, but nobody will use. I have seen, I myself suffered knee bone fracture. I have seen the cops, soda water bottle throwing and hitting on the head, the person falling. I had more than 70 of my policemen suffered grievous fracture, bone fracture. And they all obeyed me. Believe me, they all obeyed me. Without questioning it. Because I knew that if I use the force, the victims will be innocent people. No, we will. We controlled it without using force. Of course, it is different matter that the next day, a large number of elder people from that area, they came weeping, sir, our people have done a very bad thing for you. We are very ashamed of it. But I had to carry my cops, injured cops, lifting in the vehicle and taking to hospital. But the trust the policeman had in me that yes, if this man says, don't do it, we will not do it. That comes not with authority. That doesn't come with power, that I am your boss. Nobody listens. When it comes to a critical situation, people will desert you, invariably. Only when they look at you and trust you. So, I think perhaps the most credible lesson in personal management is perhaps to have the connect, understand, take the team as a family and treat them as such. They will deliver you the best. Nothing like it. Thank you.
Sir, mine is a request. Looking at you as a police officer, you're maintaining your body weight perfect. We see very rare police officers who can maintain that kind of ideal body weight. And I think it has come from some sadhana that you've done. Maybe yoga, maybe, I don't know what kind of things that you've done. Now, a lot of people here are talking about money, talking about entrepreneurship, talking about all the big things. But a small thing like getting up in the morning, doing a sadhana for themselves to get clarity of thought, to be a little bit more disciplined, and to go towards life earlier in the morning. My son is here, and I'm talking right in front of you. Very good business person, but his day starts at 11:30, because the day ends the previous night at 2, 3. That's become the culture of most of these boys here, and the young girls also. So I request you, as the governor of the state, to kindly promote yoga and whatever little bit of body disciplines that you can teach in front of Bhaktavasalam Dr. Garu. He knows the kind of young people who are coming with all kinds of nonsense ailments, all because they're neglecting a very important part of their career. And you as a governor, sir, kindly help us, because we are a volunteer team. We're teaching free yoga. We're teaching free pranayama in all the parks of Chennai. But we have a huge opposition from many areas. So you as our savior, kindly help us to establish these free yoga centers, encourage colleges, help us to enter colleges and teach them what is more important than just entrepreneurship. It's about building their body also, sir.
Thank you. You have raised the issue, you have elaborated, and I think everyone has heard it. Thank you very much for it. You know, I mentioned about the fact that each individual has 3 aspects of the personality: physical, intellectual, and spiritual. The physical, each one is important. Your holistic growth, you cannot be just, I am very intellectually very sound. That's okay, but that's not enough. Somewhere you are stunted. So the physical part is equally important. And, you know, I have learned in my life that you don't achieve anything worthwhile if you do not have self-discipline. Self-discipline, self-confidence, and willingness and capacity to work hard. Now, self-discipline is what? You said about yoga. Yes, please sit down, ma'am. Please sit down. Yoga, in fact, in my own personal life, one thing which has been a regular part of my life is about 1 hour 15 minutes I devote in the morning on yoga and pranayama. Unless I am traveling and not in a position, this is a part of my life. And at least so far it has kept me in good shape. I think hopefully it will keep me in future also. But when we say yoga, yoga is not just about doing asanas and pranayama. We have Ashtanga yoga. And Ashtanga yoga starts with yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Also, the fact that being moderate in your eating, that's important. Time management, okay? You know, sometimes we also tell ourselves, I am very busy, so I cannot sleep till 2 o'clock in the night. I can understand, I sympathize with those of our people, those who are working with the companies abroad in the West, their time difference is such they have to be awake. But in normal course, I think that sense of self-discipline, it is needed. As I have urged you all, that you are all a great achiever, you have all made a name for yourself, and in future you will have many more heights to climb. You will climb. I wish you all the best. But don't ignore your health, because there is a saying in our old books, Sarir Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Sarir Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Body is the medium for achieving, doing everything. They call it all your duties. Whatever you do, your duty to yourself, duty to your parents, duty to your children, duty to your spouse, duty to the society, only through the body. So, Sarir Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam, this body must be adequately addressed. And I think this is something, you know, a small thing in life. Like, I have insisted even on my children, and that is what I do. In the morning when I get up, I do my bed. I don't leave my bed to be done by somebody else. I clean my bed. Simple thing. I don't necessarily have to say that everyone has to follow me, but it gives me a sense of satisfaction when in the evening I go and I see my bed, which is, I have done it, it's comfortable. You know. So the small thing, it matters. Thank you. It is needed.
Thank you very much. That was the last question. So we're moving on to the felicitation of the Honorable Governor by...
Sorry, I think you had many questions to ask, but Anchor has said stop.
Unfortunately, we are running short of time. I'm so sorry about that. We will address this issue a little bit later as to how we can get in touch with the Governor in some points that you want to. But for now, we just move on to the next section. Felicitation of the Honorable Governor by various forums. First, by Startup Entrepreneur Forum. I would like to call upon Business Brewing Team and Startup Payanam. Next, we have Women Entrepreneurship and Professional Circle.
Next, we have the Global Council for Sustainable Development and Governance, represented by Professor Ranganathan, the Honorable Consul General for Myanmar, followed by Mr. Dinesh from Flex and Ramani Biran from Malaysian Trade.
Next, we have a CXO fraternity. Dr. Bhaktavatsal. Dr. Bhaktavatsal now felicitates His Excellency, the Honorary Governor. We also have Mr. M.B. Subramanian, who wants to felicitate the Honorary Governor. And then we have, last but not the least, CXO fraternity. We also want to felicitate the Honorary Governor. Thank you so much. Requesting all of you to please be seated because after this we have experience sharing by a few persons. First, I would like to call upon Mr. Umashankar Kandaswamy, co-founder, Avatar Group, Flexi Careers India Private Limited. Mr. Umashankar Kandaswamy is a co-founder, Senior Vice President, Sales Relationships, Avatar Group. He is an accomplished and dynamic business leader with a versatile background, an engineer with masters in public administration and an MDP from the esteemed Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. He brings over 25 years of invaluable experience across various domains, including recruitment, operations, sales, and marketing. This time is all yours.
Thank you so much. Respected dignitaries. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm here to talk about my journey. I represent Avatar. Avatar Group, we work in the women's workforce participation. When we started, we were just 5-member team, and we were looking at how do we bring back women. Basically, our emphasis is primarily looking at women who have taken a break in career. If you look at, we did a research. As a firm, we always believe in getting the data right. So there are about 15 lakh women who have taken a break in career. We did a quick math as to how we can bring them all back. If we were to give them an opportunity for them to work, just pay them 20,000 a month. These 15 lakh women will contribute to India today 3 lakh crore of rupees in just a month. That is the potential of this talent. So as in the last about 23 years, Dr. Soundra Rajesh and I started way back in 2000. It's about 23 years that we've been running Avatar Group. We have managed to get back women who have taken a break and also train them. We started a movement called myavatar.com. In that, currently we have more than 5 lakh women, out of which, with God's grace and our efforts, we placed 1 lakh women back into their career again, where they are contributing to the Indian GDP. Not only that, we are also looking at the 360 degree of women empowerment. We work on the other side of the women empowerment, which is girls who are from the underprivileged category, who are studying in corporation schools and government schools through our trust called the Avatar Human Capital Trust. We train them from 8th standard to 12th standard. We help them with 40 different skills over a period of 5 years. Currently, we have more than 10,000 underprivileged students who are with us, and we are training them, and it's called the Project Putri. And we have a lot of our sponsors here who will vouch for it. Also, we are looking at how we can get them, because most of the girls who are getting dropped off from the entire scheme of in the government schools and corporation schools, we want to arrest that problem. Because as India to be a from the developing country into a developed country, we all, as an entrepreneurs who are sitting here, need to hire more women. We are looking at the vision that what we have is to have 50-50 gender balance at workplace. That's the vision that we are marking towards. We also create something called the best companies for women in India. Every year, we have done it for the past about 8 years. And the 7 editions, from 24%, now we are at 35% of women's workforce participation is increased in the top 100 companies. So with that, thank you, and we would definitely help. We request the entire August gathering to help women to get back into work. Thank you so very much.
Our next person who's going to be sharing their experience with us is Ms. Puthiya Thalaimurai, Managing Director, Knockout, Rusi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's with great honor and humility that I stand before you today to share my story of resilience, determination, and triumph. My name is Patricia, and I would like to take you through the journey of my life. I was born and brought up in an upper middle class family with dreams and aspirations like any other young individual. However, the path I chose at a young age led me down a challenging road. I made the decision to marry against my parents' wishes while still in college. Little did I know that this choice would bring about immense suffering and hardship. My partner, whom I chose on my own accord, revealed himself to be someone with addictive vices. My personal life became a nightmare filled with abuse and despair. There were times when I contemplated ending my life, but within the depths of my heart, a tiny flame flickered, urging me not to give up. I was carrying my son, and deep down, I knew that I had to keep going for him. I vowed to myself that I would not allow these circumstances to define me. In 1980, with the unwavering determination to create a better life for my children and me, I started a kiosk, a catering business at the marina, without anyone's support. Although my first day only yielded a 50 paisa, it marked the beginning of a remarkable journey. Slowly but steadily, I started taking up catering orders and witnessed exponential growth. My business flourished, and I found myself handling institutional catering and working with esteemed clients. However, amidst this success, tragedy struck once again. My children had grown up, and my son ventured out sailing, while my daughter got married in 2004. Tragically, just 30 days after her marriage, I lost both my daughter and son-in-law in a devastating road accident. My entire world shattered into a million pieces. I was consumed by grief, and my business suffered as a result. But in the midst of darkness, a shining light emerged. My son, realizing the depth of my pain, quit his job to stand by my side. Together, we decided to establish an ambulance service in Achirapakkam, the place where the accident occurred. Our aim was to prevent others from experiencing the pain of denied ambulance services and to honor the memory of my beloved daughter. Fueled by the strength that originated from within, I embarked on a new endeavor. I started my own chain of restaurants named Sandeepa after my daughter. This venture grew exponentially, and I found myself managing several branches and providing corporate catering services to prestigious clients like Infosys. But fortune can be fleeting, and the COVID-19 pandemic descended upon us like a cruel game of snakes and ladders. I was forced to shut down all my outlets, and once again, I found myself starting from scratch. Undeterred by the challenges, I started cooking from home and serving people during the pandemic. As we emerged from these testing times, I dared to open a new outlet in Velachery called Knockout Rusi, determined to rebuild what I had lost. I'm confident in the quality of my offerings and driven by my never let go attitude. While I continue to rebuild and expand my business, my son has embarked on his own entrepreneurial ventures. I take great pride in supporting him, offering guidance and encouragement from the backseat. Together, we exemplify the power of a never give up attitude. These trials and tribulations have not gone unnoticed. I've been honored with the FICCI Award for the Best Woman Entrepreneur and have received numerous prestigious awards for my accomplishments. These accolades are a testament to the indomitable spirit within me that has propelled me forward. As I stand here today, being felicitated by His Excellency, the Honorable Governor, I'm reminded of the mantra that has guided me throughout my journey. Never let go. These three simple words encapsulate the essence of who I am and the philosophy that has allowed me to overcome every obstacle with fortitude and perseverance. I have transformed adversity into an opportunity for growth. I extend my deepest gratitude for this recognition and the opportunity to share my story. May it serve as a reminder to all those facing hardships that within them lies the power to conquer any challenges. Let us inspire each other and build a future where resilience, determination, and unwavering spirits prevail. But this recognition is not just for me, it's for all those who, like me, have faced challenges, held on, and refused to give up. Thank you all for your support and for celebrating the power of unwavering determination. Let us inspire each other to reach new heights and create a better tomorrow against all odds. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. And next we have Mr. Satish Nair, Managing Director, SM Corporation.
Very good evening, good afternoon to each and everyone out here. And thanks, Excellency Governor, for giving us this opportunity and the dignitaries on stage. A special thanks to Bhakthachalam sir. Now Coimbatore, so sir is from Coimbatore and you're all one same family. As entrepreneurs, you know, it's a very different mind game that we play. I come from a very established family business, established 70 years before. I'm the third generation. But I would be very happy to say that I'm the first generation because I started from scratch. I started with a 100 square feet office, single person with hardly 20,000 rupees capital. I did my education in engineering and an MBA in UK, came back, and it was a very tough phase in our family business. So I had to start everything from scratch. But my vision was only to bring automation in the food industry. And that in 1997 when I started up, it was a very beautiful journey that it took for me 10 years to understand where to stand. And today we have established good enough to where I'm standing now. And I would like to tell you only one thing. The most important thing that we have to learn as entrepreneurs is integrity. If we have a lot of integrity, and our vision will definitely reach its best of heights. And I am very, very honored to be part of the COVID period where our organization in partnership with our NGOs in Taiwan, we were happy to donate 600 oxygen concentrators to the government of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And this helped us also, our business, to empower all the large institutions that were serving food, free food, because our machines like the vegetable processing machines could save 30, 40 people to be involved in cutting vegetables. So we gave our machines to various organizations so that, you know, there was no contact, human contact to process vegetables. Very, very important. So are a lot of machines. So the very purpose I'm telling all this is empowering our people with automation is very, very important as our ideology of business. And today we are playing a very pivotal role, not by eliminating people, but empowering them in the automation in the food industry. So we cater to the automation in the catering and the food processing. So that is our core business, and it's been a very beautiful journey for the last 26 years, and we are present worldwide. And I thank each and everybody out here who are very, very successful, and look forward for all of us together to make India much proud. And I thank you all for this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'd now like to call upon Mr. M.K. Swaminathan, founder and CEO of Arubot NX Private Limited.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I had a heart-filling experience of everyone. Congratulations for the people who have suffered here and come to this level. It's wonderful. So I would like to share myself, and I'm M.K. Swaminathan. I'm from Arubot NX, where we work on robotics and automation in underwater robots. And here I would like to share my experience of what I have felt here, coming here and gone through. So first of all, pinch yourself and feel that we are out of 3 crores in the Chennai. We are among the less people who are sitting here. So first of all, we like to thank the governor and the team who has done the massive achievement for us. Yeah, sir. So Honorable Governor, sir, and just in whatever I felt in my heart, I would like to express over here, not by expressing what the thought which I have in the mobile. So the first thing is that
I'd like to thank Dr. Bhaktiprin sir and Mr. M.E. Subramanian sir and the Honorable Governor. I think after APJ Abdul Kalam sir, who was very busy in running and meeting up people, I feel today we have a governor who is also doing the same. So that's a wonderful thing which we are experiencing. And I see every day a small update happening on women entrepreneur and building up the ex-servicemen, meeting up ex-servicemen. And you see people, he's also worked on the transgenders and people like us. Like us gentlemen, I say about the ex-CFOs and CXOs. So it is a great honor to meet up here and standing in front of great people like you all. And in the meeting, I heard one thing, everyone is sharing about their experience. And as an experience, a small thing which I'd like to share is that I was an outstanding student in my school, where in the class 4, everyone used to say me, you mean what, what I'm trying to tell you. Outstanding in a sense, standing out of the class. So my Sanskrit master came and told me that you are a very powerful person, you can do one thing in great, you will achieve a lot of things in your future. So something which ignited myself. So I was a gold medalist in my college. So today, most of the small innovation which you are using in the mobile phone, where it is called caller tune, is my innovation. Okay. And you have something called CUG, the closed user group, when you use in the corporate world, it is also my innovation. Yeah. And same manner, I could see there's a spark which is uplighted here, where when you become an entrepreneur, it is so tough. Every day, you know what's happening in your house, right? Wife sitting on your head and children sitting on your laps. So I'm talking of the tough time which we are running through. But it is a great motivation which is happening over here. And not elaborating too much, I would like to conclude with a small story where Dr. Governor sir, who was trying to tell every time, saying that we should hold the bull with the horn. But it reminds me a small story when a king said, I want my daughter to be married to a best person or a powerful person in the world. So those periods, we had something called bullfight, bull catching, right? So generally, any person who wants to come in, please come in. So there's one person stood up to fight the bull, right? So the king gave him an opportunity twice. That is, first time you'll get an opportunity, second, third. So the moment he got the opportunity, he was in the mind, okay, we have 3 opportunities, not to be worried with the 1 or 2. Somewhere we'll get through it, right? The bull came in, it was hefty, strong, powerful. So in his mind, he felt this would be a tougher thing. So we have another opportunity, let's see. So the next opportunity he got, another bull which is coming, half the size of the bull, half that and very weak. So he could understand there's a third opportunity, it will be much more easier. So the third opportunity he saw, the bull without horn, right? The moment it came running, he thought at least he will catch the tail, but the bull didn't have a tail also. So the story is simple, that opportunity, when it comes, you need to grab it. Please do not leave any opportunity which is being got, right? I'd like to thank, and it's a great honor to be here on the stage in front of the great people, and thanking you everyone. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. It was wonderful. And I now would like to call upon Mr. Umashankar Kanthaswamy, co-founder of that group. He will now be felicitated by the Honorable Governor. Thank you very much. I'd now like to call upon Mr. Ganesh Somasundaram, founder and CEO, CTD Techs Private Limited, to give us the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Governor. So I'm between the lunch. I have only 2 minutes to say, so I can convey all the stuff. So some of the notes, like generally the vote of thanks given to the customary officer, and that's a very common in the governor form. But giving opportunity for the IT guy and the CEO, it's very, very different. So thanks for giving this opportunity. The chief of guest, the wonderful message you provide to us, and some of the good points like what I heard it here, like the story of cup of wafers, then the constant updates which is said, and the very interesting things that I never known that our parents is the angel investors. So that's an eye-opener for me. And the importance of women involvement in an organization. And whatever we heard from government side is that I think it's a lot of this, like the power of networking, right? What we got it from TIE or CIA, all this kind of thing. Government also doing this stuff. Then religion is my country. I think that's a great one. We all fight for various stuff. We divide in various things. But we have one moment like religion is my country. That's a great stuff. Then you talk about the poor. I think all the entrepreneurs here, the CXOs and CEOs, founders, right? We know the story of the poor, right? We are really, really suffering, and once we given all our output, we become like a rare poor on that. And very important message, like if you are strong, friends are wrong. It's very true in our entrepreneur's journey. And if you are weak, then enemies surround you. And alternate medicines plays a vital role. Whenever we talk to governor sir, that he's with a lot of information. Like we have ChatGPT. If you ask Chat Governor, he will get any information. So I got an opportunity to be with the 10 entrepreneurs in the closed room. All we have 10 different industries. When we came back and said that, how you can get all the information? He's like LLM, right? So our Chat Governor is here. So anything you wanted, anytime you can ask it here, right? And we are a nation asset. How many times we got this kind of recognition from the politicians or the people in the power? I never got it, only in abroad countries we get it, but we are getting this kind of stuff here. And we talked about the two desires. That's very important things about the fame and fortune. And human importance about, we talk about the physical, inclusion, spiritual. That is the important lessons. We never talk about, we didn't give importance to the family because they are running doing this stuff, but this is an important stuff. And the waves, we go to Marina Beach, but I never know this waves have some oneness. I think that's a great message what we got into. And the family values we are away from because of our business reason, other thing we are away from that. But that importance of the family is gives that triggers me that we are giving importance to the family. Then we missed a lot of leaders in recent days, in past years. But I see when we talk to governors, he's like a Ramanujan sir. He's good in numbers. Any numbers you talking, whatever happened in China or what is happening in the Western country, he can give all the numbers here. Like he's like an Abdul Kalam, he's like a people governor. He will be a people president also in the future. So he gives a lot of